What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Cloud9 Gaming right here on Cloud9 Radio. And today we're going to be giving you our top 5 PlayStation 5 games from 2021 that you should be playing. That's right. But before we do get started, make sure if you have not taken the time to hit that subscribe button, you do. We got a whole bunch of prizes that we'll be giving away. And all you got to do to win is be a subscriber and leave comments in the comment section. That's all you got to do. All right, but without further ado, let's get into the top 5 PlayStation 5 games from 2021. That is right. Before we get into the top 5, I do got a few honorable mentions as well that did not quite make the cut for this reason or another. The first honorable mention is Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker Expansion. That last word right there, expansion, is the only reason it did not make the cut. Really didn't know if I could consider it a new game, even though the expansion is large and vast. Another good game that did not make the cut, Lost Judgment. Check that one out. And then lastly, Madden 22. I know a lot of people have thrown some shade and hate on Madden 22. In fact, I did not get the game here until recently when John Madden passed away. That went ahead and pushed me to the edge to pick up Madden 22. And I'm gonna admit that it's got some glitches here and there that I've seen where, not glitches, but where it could be better. But for the most part, I've enjoyed my time with Madden 22. It's a refreshing update. I hadn't picked up a Madden game since Madden 20, so a couple years, you get all the new players, so no complaints there. All right, but those are our honorable mentions. And the number 5 game on our list for 2021 is Scarlet Nexus. That's right, this is a good JRPG, but there's quite a few buts. So with Scarlet Nexus, you got the makings and the concepts of what could have been the number 1 game of the year. However, it is a little linear, repetitive, and some of the enemies are lackluster, but the fighting's excellent, has a good story, 2 main characters to follow, and it's a good length. You can finish both characters in about 20 to 30 hours, so nice lengthy game here. The camera is shaky at times as well, some of the positioning. But Scarlet Nexus comes in at number 5. It got a game score from Cloud9 Radio of 7.5 out of 10. That is the lowest game score on this list. But I still highly recommend it. It's a good game. It just has a few flaws here and there. And we'll see if Bandai keeps this game going. Number 4 on the list, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Man, this game is very impressive. Good gameplay. Graphics are off the chain, but it's short. Very, 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 very short. You can beat this game in 1 day if you want to. In fact, you got to make it stretch out. You got to go do everything and anything you can find to do, because it is a fun game. It's a good experience, but man, I don't know why they made this game so short. That is the only thing holding this game back from being higher on the list as well. In fact, it was almost going to be in the number 3 spot, but that length just cut it out. It got a game score at 9 out of 10, would have been a 10 out of 10 if it was just a little bit longer. And I don't want to give any of the story away for you guys that might not have played it yet, but what they had, they could have easily expanded it by double. I mean, you could have doubled the game length from 9 to 10 hours to about 20 hours at the minimum, I think, just from what's already there. But overall, it's still a great game and a good addition for the PS5. Highly recommended. Comes in at number 4. The number 3 game, a shocker. Can a free game be on the best game of 2021 list? Genshin Impact. That's right. This is a free game. It's the best free game available from 2021. Has excellent graphics, great gameplay. They're constantly bringing you substantial material from weapons to characters and just things to do in this game. The developer is dedicated to it, and it's good to see from a game like this. Genshin Impact, I highly recommend it to anybody. It actually comes in with a gaming score at a 10 out of 10, a perfect score. So that means the games above this better be really good. But if you have not checked out Genshin Impact, it gets a high recommendation from Cloud9 Radio. Check it out. You'll like it. The art style is kind of in the vein of Zelda, but I think, in my opinion, it is a little bit different. But that'll give you an example of how the art shading is going on there. Gameplay is really good as well. I think you guys will like it. So check out Genshin Impact at number 3. We're getting into those top 2. And that's right. Speaking of top 2, Diablo 2 Resurrected comes in at number 2. A classic top-down RPG, the gold standard for this genre. In fact, this is a Resurrected. I mean, with this game, you almost couldn't go wrong. Diablo 2 is already the gold standard for top-down RPGs, if you ask me. And you just remaking a classic. And did they ever? I mean, the graphic enhancements are perfect for what Blizzard did with this one. I highly recommend it. If you've played Diablo 2 already, that's okay. You ain't played Resurrected, go ahead and check it out on the PS5. It gets a game score at a 10 out of 10. And there's even an edition where you could pick up Diablo 3 with everything Diablo 3 has to offer. So, I mean, you can't go wrong. If I can give it over a 10, I would. 11 out of 10. Because you can get Diablo 3 for free. But I definitely, well, not for free, you got to pay that extra fee, but y'all know what I mean. Highly recommend Diablo 2 and think everybody should check it out. Man, Resurrected, they did this one right. And this is how game companies need to check out this remake. This remake was done perfect. I mean, I haven't seen a remake done this well in a while. Final Fantasy VII remake, some people could argue about the integrate. And again, I didn't put that one on this list as well because, well, it was an expansion. It wasn't the full game. And then integrate, I mean, Final Fantasy VII, the remake is good. I still think Diablo 2 Resurrected was done better. It gave you the complete game. You're not waiting for part 2 and 3 to release and you don't know where the story might go. You got it all right there in front of you, ready to go. And it's a classic and it's timeless. Pick up Diablo 2 Resurrected and you will not be disappointed. Which leads us into our number 1 spot. That's right. What is the number 1 game from 2021 that all PS5 owners should be playing? And that game is Tales of Arise. That's right. This is not only the best RPG, best JRPG, but it is the best game overall that came out in 2021. It gets a perfect score, 10 out of 10. And again, if I could give it over a 10, I would. It would go over an 11. It'd be close to 100 out of 10. It is just a well-made game, excellent character design, great story, easy to follow. Excellent fighting system. I mean, the fighting system is off the chain. I haven't seen a fighting system this good in a while in the game. The way it's done, man, it's just off the chain. The battle system, the way you stack up fights and it just get harder and harder. I mean, even when you're just going to cook, they got engaging content for you just right there. It's just so much going on in this game that I highly recommend it to everybody. It comes in at the number 1 spot in Tales of Arise. That is right. So guys, that is our top 5 games. I really could have kept going on about Tales of Arise, but we do got a video coming out for that soon. So I just gave that sneak peek away. Since it did get the number 1 spot, we got a number 1 video dedicated just for that one. But I'm going to be checking in the comments to see if you guys agree with the top 5 that we have, the top 5 PS5 games from 2021 that you should be playing. If you got any different games that I missed that you think should be on the list, or an honorable mention, or do you think some of these games need to be taken off? That's what we're gonna be checking for in the comments. So let's see what everybody thinks. It's been fun, but your boy out. Peace.